Hey guys, Sandy Freshy here, back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me. This video is actually a video for third line profiles, or it's a video about the third line profile. And it's a follow-up to a series of videos that I was invited to participate in over on Karen McMullen's channel. And I will link those videos in her channel somewhere around here so that you can go back and watch those, especially if you're a third line profile. But after doing having my input into those videos, I became aware of some other insights, or I had some other insights about the third line profile. And I want to share one in particular with you today, if you are a third line profile, because this is really something important to tap into and something important to recognize about your profile, your way of riding through your life, your style for riding through your life, the costume that you wear, that is known as trial and error. So this trial and error process can be our strength as third line profiles. I'm a 3-5 profile. I'm a 3-5 projector. So I'm coming from my own experience here. The third line trial and error is meant to be a strength because we are discovering what doesn't work so that everyone else has the opportunity not to go through that. And if you're third line, you probably have caught yourself more than once telling someone, don't try that because I tried it and it didn't work. And this over time, if you're living in the negative, I hate to use that word, in the non-gifted expression of the third line, can turn into this experience of chronic failure. And after doing that series of videos, I was, consciously dialed into the nature of the third line, or of my third line. And one of the things I discovered, again, that's what we do as third lines, we discover. One of the things I discovered in my own inner world is that I have had so much trial and error experience, or so many trial and error experiences, that I have, in some areas of my life, trained myself to fail, to expect failure. Now, that I don't think that's what this third line is about. We are here to, especially as projectors, third line projectors, but all of us have our own, we're here to succeed and to feel successful. And generators, you may feel that as satisfaction, and manifestors, you may feel that as peace, and reflectors, you may feel that as surprise, right? But we all are here to, in our own ways, find what does work and be successful at it. But if you're a third line and you've lived some amount of life, I really want to encourage you to start tuning into those small, subtle ways that you may have trained yourself to expect failure. That expectation of failure can also be a gift as well. When you're able to learn quickly, get up from it, pull yourself back up and get going, because we have that resilience inside of us as third lines, and we're that example for other people through our experience. But there's this little shadow thing, and this is what I saw, like in my business, especially because I was tuning into my own self-talk, and the self-talk sounded like, well, if this doesn't work out, then that's typical, I can expect that. And I became very, very acutely aware that I was always expecting to fail, and therefore my standards weren't very high, and it comes in terms of like client load, what I can deliver, what I can expect from other people. I've seen it subtly show up, illuminated in my relationships, and since then I've become much more clear that I don't have to accept the failure. I'm designed to move past the failure, right? And I'm saying this for you third lines, if you're finding that you're living less than what you feel you're capable of, or things are always turning out in a way where it's less than what you expect, then raise your expectations, learn from the first time that it doesn't work out, and get up and do it again. Get up and do it again, projectors, do it again in alignment with your strategy and authority, but don't quit. And that's what I think training yourself for failure is really about. It's about like quitting, living small, living in the box, because it's like almost like learned helplessness in a sense. Like it didn't, all the times where it didn't work out, where you put out so much of yourself, you put out so much energy, and it just keeps failing, kind of trains you into this place of learned helplessness, of learning maybe, or feeling like maybe you don't deserve anymore. There's all kinds of richness in there that can be unraveled in your own individual psyche and experience. But I just want to leave you with this. Like, you don't have to live in learned helplessness, right? Once you realize that you've trained yourself into this place by what you're telling yourself, what you've come to expect, how you have maybe tried to protect yourself from future failures and future ways that you could get hurt by keeping yourself very small. I want to tell you now, you're much wiser now than you used to be. You now know about your strategy and authority. And, as a projector, for me, I now know about my strategy and authority, which when something doesn't work out, that's the first thing I go to. Like, was I really living in alignment with my strategy and authority? Was I really recognized for that? How do I adjust myself to relax into my strategy and authority more? And for those of you who are watching, you know what your strategy and authority is. Your strategy and authority is going to bring you to your brand of success. Even if you're a generator, manifesting generator, it's going to bring you to your satisfaction. Manifestors is going to bring you to your peace. Reflectors, it's going to bring you to your surprise. And projectors, it's going to bring you to your success. So, with that, you don't have to expect less. You don't have to, you can break free from whatever it is that you're telling yourself that's keeping you small, so that you feel protected, so that you, don't have to experience the hurt, the bitterness. Projectors, go back to the video I just made about projector bitterness and failure. You don't have to expect that. And and if you are getting that, there are probably a multitude of different ways that you have trained yourself to expect that. And now you have the opportunity, especially because you are so much more educated about who you are and your strategy and authority, and how you can align with that. You don't have to live in that. You just have to be the observer of when these patterns arise, what you're telling yourself, and then shift it. Shift it into something that opens the door, projectors, to feeling more successful. Generators, manifesting generators, it opens the door to recognizing and responding to what is more satisfying. And manifestors, it opens the door to your power that's in your inner peace. And reflectors, it opens the door to surprise. So line threes, regardless of your energy type, regardless of whatever else is in your design, really want to encourage you to look into the shadows for those subtle ways where you may have trained yourself to expect failure. If your life is not living up to the success, the satisfaction, the peace, the surprise that you now know that you are here to experience, there's probably some way that you have trained yourself to expect failure, that you are protecting and there may be some way that you are protecting yourself from feeling more failure. So I'd love to know in the comments what this has brought up for you in terms of your own line 3 experience, and whether or not you have in subtle ways trained yourself into a place of learned helplessness, into a place where you are protecting yourself. I'd just love to know what's in your shadows around that. And let's start a conversation about it. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate those of you who follow me and participate in our conversations here. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you like this video, please like it. If you know someone who can benefit, please share it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I really invite you to subscribe. Hit the little bell notification to be notified of when new videos are uploaded. And if you want to keep tabs on the news and updates in my world here, or in my online world, I encourage you and invite you to go to my website and join my newsletter so that you can get all of the current happenings that are going on around me that I want to share with you. All right, so thank you so much, and until the next time, be well.